to do it.
Here we go.
It's Kevin and Don. Kevin and Don.
August 27th, 2017. You're listening to What's Happening in Cleveland with Kevin and
What's
Don.
happening? Hey, that's us.
It was Larry. We don't know what happened to Larry. Larry, you know what? I did see a video of him as a picture of him as a zombie on Facebook. Right. I'm thinking he's filming something right now as a zombie in the woods. I don't recall him telling us that he can't do the show, but he probably did. He probably did, because Larry's very responsible like that.
Yes.
I think he texted me actually on a Monday. Let me see here. I think I did get a text, and now that I'm remembering it, it came on like a Monday, and it like apologized for the late notice, and I was like, I'm not going to be home for the show this Sunday. Sorry for the short notice. Lost track and didn't realize it was this week. So Larry's not going to be here because he's a zombie. And but we might get Brian. Brian might show up for the show tonight. I know, that's kind of exciting. His shift has changed, and he may join us. He texted as much, but let's
At least he said he might be. The last notice we got was he's going to be slightly late.
Yes, that's right.
So
that could mean anything.
Right. It could be. It doesn't mean he's showing up at all.
Right. Right. Just might have been his way of saying I'm not doing the show. So
yeah,
that's fine. Right after this level of Candy Crush or something that he never stops playing. Yeah. So, Don?
Kevin?
I guess, how was your week this week?
Oh, it's just great. Jolly good times.
I have caught up with the Tumbling with Tumbleweed.
Yeah.
I've finished the most recent episode. It's very good.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm trying to, it's like it goes in stretches. It's like I'll have 2 good weeks, and then that third week I'll just be like, bleh, or I won't be there at all. I'll miss it. And then it comes back again. So it's like if I have things to talk about, I could talk for hours.
Right.
But it's like, well, I'll do a 2-hour show, but then first 3 weeks would be like 45 minutes of me just going, ugh. So.
Also, Clint would have to sit next to you for 2 hours at his house, and he'd be like, "Dude, are you leaving?
Yeah.
Or you got to go?"
There's that.
My wife doesn't really want you on the couch.
She says that you're not allowed in the house anymore. But so no, it was an okay week this week. I've had Sophie since last week, since the week before last week. I've had her for a long time. I just got rid of her. I shouldn't say got rid of her. I just took her back to her. I just got rid of her.
Did you say something on your show about her being in like advanced classes or something? Was that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. She was tested for advanced. I don't know. It wasn't math. I know that. She's like, it's definitely not math. It's like, okay, well.
Where'd she get that from? Because it's not from you and Julie. So,
I am a very smart
closet genius is what you're saying.
I am. I just do not apply myself. According to every teacher I've ever had.
That may be true, because I think most of the time in high school it was just an opportunity for you to sleep. So
right. Yeah. Well, I was busy. I was working at night.
Yep.
I was working at Chi-Chi's, and I had to make money.
Right.
Because I was going to fail in school, so
I was the same way.
So it's like I knew my lot in life early on, I guess you'd say.
Better get this.
Just go to work.
Better get this work thing going now before they unleash all the kids. Because I got to get in. Got to get in.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Good for her, man. You're doing something right.
That's either me or the teachers.
Feeding her all that carnival food and shit that you give her.
Yeah.
Take her to shows and stuff. Oh my God.
Well, that's it.
That's my brother.
It's me. I have returned.
Oh, Jesus. It's exciting.
Dun, dun. I wish I had I don't have a sound effect. Oh, well.
You don't need one. I am a sound effect.
I do.
Weird moaning
look at everybody.
from hell noise. Oh.
There's somebody
me
eating
waking
chips
up.
in the background.
Yeah, I was listening to it somewhere. My youngest all of a sudden got really interested in our show. Well, yeah, I'll play the best of, and half the time she's like, "What'd they say?" I'm like, "Look, man, I literally understand why my parents wanted to kill me half the time because constantly go what." And
Right.
You know,
right.
and you know,
Aren't you
damn well they're
listening?
still not listening. You're just like,
Right.
So yes, I have
Kids.
at least for now until they change things again. Returned.
We forgot that Larry's not going to be here this week because he's bumbling around in a forest with monster makeup on his face.
Yeah.
So-
Well, why not?
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's a perfect time to do it
Yeah.
if he survives.
August when every forest is overflowing with crawling bullshit that
Right.
will go right towards the sweetest smelling, sweaty human it could find, which will be, Larry.
Larry.
And that makake will cause him to overheat even more and just be laying on the ground. Keep acting,
think-
Larry. That's great acting. I'm not acting.
Yeah,
I'm
they're gonna
dying.
think some fucking fat dude in drag fucking died in the woods.
Nobody wants to carry him out. They just leave him there.
Oh God, no! When I die, I don't
it's
expect
not
anybody to fucking pull me out either. Dude,
It's not that anybody. It's not like anybody wouldn't. I just don't think they couldn't.
something made by Caterpillar. Come
He
on,
doesn't listen, does he?
That's not
come
right.
along and.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause
You-
when we
you
were
like
lifting my
that,
mom, we were taking her over to put her in the grave. We were carrying my mom's fucking 5,000-pound coffin.
Well, that's
And I,
enough.
I literally was just like, I think I'm gonna faint. I don't think I can carry her anymore, man. She weighs too much. Shit, even in death. Christ.
Well, they were like, you gotta go climb this hill and then go around this corner. But yeah,
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so we were catching up with Don. I went to Cheesecake Factory Saturday, Don.
Oh, did you?
Kevin was my waiter. I don't know if you know Kevin.
Kevin, that dude is
Hello, Kevin. I'm Kevin.
Yeah.
Hi, Kevin.
mine. I apologize.
Hello, Earthman.
I apologize ahead of time.
He was all right. He had no problem. I mean, there was no problem.
You didn't tell him you knew me, did you?
No, I just because I don't know which ones you're allied with and which ones are a problem for you.
Yeah, he's
Allied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his risk?
World War Five.
There's politics in the Cheesecake Factory. If you listen to Tumbling with Tumbleweed at Tuesday
No.
nights at 11, you'll hear about him
I
sometime.
gotta go to bed super fucking early, so
Yeah, yeah.
otherwise I would.
Understand.
Baby.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, well, good luck. I hope everything was wonderful
That was fine.
for you.
I don't really like Cheesecake Factory anymore, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I get it.
It's okay. I got the big burrito thing.
The grande burrito.
It's a really big burrito.
Is that cheesecake? Or
It's not made of cheesecake.
I've never been to Cheesecake Factory because when you're fat like me, you just that's kryptonite.
It's like
Yeah,
any
me
other. It's like any other chain restaurant, except they have like a million things on their menu, and then
Right.
they have like 50 different kinds of cheesecake you can choose for dessert.
Right. Right.
That's
So
not too-
It's they're a jack of all trades and a master of none.
that's about it.
It's what I like to.
There's a heart
it's what I
attack
like.
waiting to happen. In other words,
Oh, dude! They put their calories on the menu, and now everybody's like, "Why did you do this?" Because everybody used to come in and they'd be like, "Well, how much is this? And how much is that? And how much is this?" And you'd be like, "You don't want to know." And
how would you
Then
come into
they-
the fucking Cheesecake Factory and ask that question?
exactly, that's
You're
what I'm
looking
looking
for
at.
the
These people
loophole?
like, why do you care? And then they put the calories on there, and they're like, the cheesecakes, like the slice of cheesecake's like 1,300 calories, and people are just like, "What? Why did you do this? I don't want to see this." And it's like, you people asked for this, and now you got it, and you don't want it.
Christ.
That's all I got. And it does it for the food and everything like that. And then there's some people who would be like, "Well, this says from 780 to 860. So what exactly is the number?" I don't know. I didn't print the menu.
To be fair, though, there's two menus. You basically get the main menu, and then they give you this Skinnylicious menu that's basically like any other restaurant's like full menu because
Right.
it's just got a bunch of crap on it.
I tell people that. I'll say, put the main menu down. Just grab the Skinnylicious menu. You're fine. They're like, "Oh, I don't want Skinnylicious." It's like, it's just smaller portions.
Well, you're getting it.
Yeah,
It's like you're gonna have a lot
Eat
better
that
chance
shit.
of
So
take it.
you're gonna have a lot better chance of
Knock it
enjoying
off.
something.
pick up the
That's fine.
cheesecake.
Pick up this menu right now, goddammit.
Look, better eat this shit. Fucking-
In
I
fact,
take you to a nice place.
I'm gonna go get you something to eat, and you're gonna fucking eat it.
what do you-
I bring you out to a nice place to eat. This is how you act. No, so whatever.
Some radio station thing in Cleveland sent me a message on Facebook asking us if we could rebroadcast our show with them, which I'm cool with. I asked them what they had in mind, but I hadn't heard back from them, so maybe nothing.
Well, now that I'm here, that's over.
Maybe they heard the whole show finally, and were like, this is probably not a good idea. These guys are.
I would give up too.
These guys are out of control.
I don't want to know.
Well, Brian, why don't you tell everybody what you've been up to for the last?
So last time I was here on the show, as I explained to everybody, I was no longer going to be participating because our company, well, basically True Value, who we now haul freight for, I don't work for them. We just haul their freight. I work for Ryder. Basically, it's the same job. It's the same place, same building, same truck, just different boss. My boss is pretty cool. His name's Bob. Bob's a cool boss. So Bob, like the rest of us, just gets handed shit and told make do. So when it's summertime, that's typically spring and summer is our busy season. So they switch our routes around to accommodate the members, and they'll just hump a bunch of stuff on us. Going, okay, you all have less stores to deliver to, but those stores should have a shit ton more freight. Well, for some weird, unknowable reason, this year we really didn't do very well at all, despite the fact that the weather wasn't that bad out. Fine, big deal. They just decided not to change the routes. And then they decided our warehouse, which this is true, our warehouse simply could not keep up with the amount of freight that's coming through it, because not only do we deliver to Family Farm, for those who don't know what that is, basically it's a store for farmers that have livestock and shit like that. True Value doesn't really have any, they can have a Family Farm right across the street from True Value. They don't compete with each other. They sell different stuff. And now there's another chain called Busy Beaver. I've never seen them.
Busy Beaver.
Busy Beaver has this weird idea about how the drivers are supposed to show up and then unpack the boxes and then put the stuff on, stock the stuff. And we're kind of like, well, we will certainly do that if you pay us a shit ton more money. And of course, Ryder went back to Joe and said, we're not doing that. That's mad, In the meantime, so what I was basically doing is I would start off my week. I'd leave on Sunday afternoon, nice and casual, and make my way up to Clare, Michigan. Not to be confused with St. Clair, just Clare. It's a nice little place. I stayed at the Days Inn, and not even a city block away was my first delivery. So I just drove into the shopping plaza to the other side, backed up to the dock, and unloaded, and then another store, and I would come back. That's a lot of money. It was just out of reach of what I could legally do. And since we don't want us running illegally, because that'd be, again, that'd be crazy. The next delivery day I would leave out would be Tuesday afternoon, and I would go past fucking Syracuse. So that's basically in a tractor trailer going up to, it's around Watertown, if you know where that is in New York. Actually, east of that. So it was close to about a 7-hour drive, just one way, no stopping, nothing. It's probably just under 7 hours, but whatever. Great miles, a couple of stores out there, make my deliveries, and then a nice, really long drive on the New York Turnpike filled with those wonderful New York drivers. Cocksuckers. But they're New York people. I almost kind of get it, because they're New Yorkers. You don't really expect them to know how to drive well. They don't drive like suicidal lunatics like in Cleveland. They just, Cleveland, everybody drives by looking back over their shoulder to see what the guy behind them is doing so they could fuck with them. Don't ask me why they do that. They just do it. So anyway, that was working out pretty well. That's in 1 week. That's relatively close to about 1,600 miles.
Wow.
So it's not bad. That's not bad. That's not. Trust me, I used to do a lot more, but it's okay. I don't really have to make shit tons of cash.
What do you do when you're driving? Like, I know you listen to music and listen to books on tapes and drive your truck, but I mean, don't you get bored? I mean, you're driving 8 hours a day or whatever. I mean, is it boring? No.
No.
Never a dull moment.
No. Number one, they put a camera on our window that not only watches the road in front of us on the off chance that something horrific were to happen in front of us, but it also looks at us. Now, it's not on us 24/7 because there's privacy laws that basically says, look, big brother, you're going to have to calm the fuck down a little bit, all right? What are you doing?
Also, the light comes on just occasionally.
Actually, it's green, and that just means that everything's fine. Don't worry about it, but once in a while it'll be red. And not only True Value doesn't have no control. Thank God they have no control over it. And Ryder also has no control over it. It's another company. It's like when we do drug screens. We have no control over that. The electronic log books, we have to go through somebody else. In other words, it just kind of prevents people from fucking around, which would, of course, if somebody could get away with shit, they absolutely would. So no, you just drive legal. No, you're not bored because you're constantly watching everything all the time. That can get tedious, but you're never really bored because the second you think you're going to get bored, I mean, in good weather, yeah, you can go into a kind of a lull, but as soon as you think you're going to get away with shit, there's always somebody who thinks they're the first person to do something funny, like, I'm going to cut in front of this guy, ha ha, ha ha. You've never seen that before, Trevor? Hey, I was like, yeah, you're right. You're the first guy that's ever done that. Or, ma'am, no one else is, They always have their camera in their hand. They're all smiling. You can always tell when they're going to do some shit because whoever's in the backseat looks back at you, those big, what are we going to do? Oh, it's like, just immediately I start hitting my brakes like, oh, for fuck's sake, It's going to be a bunch of goddamn lunatic fucking kids just like, I'm going to fuck the truck driver. That doesn't happen all often. Usually it's grown-ups. Kids tend to be a little bit more, unless they're fucked up on something. They typically leave truck drivers alone. Usually it's adults. They just do dumb things around us, because they're just like, they need revenge for some perceived slight, So you're just like, all right, well, whatever. And you have lots of stuff to watch besides the cars. You're kind of watching. You got to watch everything. Especially like I just started my new route, which my last route I worked 4 days a week and I was off for 3 days. My new route, I work 3 days and I'm off for 4 days. And as I posted on Facebook, I discovered near London, Ohio, that there's a whole lot of small bridges that you can't get underneath with a tractor trailer because I decided to follow my GPS. I thought I might cut some time in half. Oh, no. No, in fact, I was literally like maybe a hair's breadth away from like bursting into tears, I think, because I was just like, oh, my God, another small fucking bridge. And I came right out and there was, a sheriff parked right in front of the prison. And the truck I had been following turned in because apparently he's making a delivery, probably wondering what the fuck I was doing. I'm lost, so I just instead programmed my thing to, while I'm driving on a 2-lane highway, to get me the fuck out of there and head towards Columbus, which once I got back on the freeway, I told it to shut the fuck up. I then reprogrammed it again, and it got me back to, the original instructions that I got from the guy who I called. I don't even know why I didn't listen to him to begin with. He gave me clearly decent instructions, but yeah. And I tore a small tree down in Detroit.
With his bare hands.
No, with the top of my trailer. Actually, it was a branch. Here's the story. So I've never been to this store, and instead of going to the alley to turn around, I've been there like maybe, I think it looked familiar. So I may have been there once, but I think we just unloaded in the parking lot because nobody wanted to deal with trying to explain to me how the fuck to get around the goddamn store. So when I got to this, I'm like, yeah, you go through the alley, go to the other side, and then you pull up next to the store. I'm going to load you there. I'm like, okay, well, I'm in your parking lot. Yeah, just go around the block. You'll fit. Which I did. No problem. I mean, yeah, there's some branches and stuff I'd scrape against, but that's kind of common when you're driving a truck, They're supposed to keep all that shit high enough for that trucks, even if we're not supposed to be on that road. They're still supposed to keep it high because of its moving vehicles, stuff like that. So there's no problems. The wires were clearly not a problem. So I'm following, these guys came out there and showed me, here, just come up here. They're just hand signals like, you want the truck right here. And there's a car parked on the right-hand side of the road, parked in front of their house, whatever. And the tree next to me, the branch is a little bit low. I'm not worried about, I'll just probably scrape the top of the trailer. That's not going to fucking do tremendous amounts of damage, if any. Yeah. So I'm driving, here, this typical script, I also hear a bonk. What the fuck? And I look, and I see something fall. And I noticed that, all of a sudden they come, the people in the store, they come walking out. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, is it a sacred tree? Was there something like a plaque underneath it that said, this tree was planted by the person who founded this town? I'm no longer out in the country where people aren't like going to freak out over the slightest fucking thing. City where, everybody's just like, oh my God, the camera in front of them, you destroyed that tree. No, that wasn't it. The guy's like, you knocked that branch down. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I kind of figured I do want to hit that car, I mean, is it going to get us all in trouble? I mean, no. He goes, I don't give a fuck about it. He goes, but you can't leave it here. He goes, because they're going to see this branch and I'm going to have to pay a fine. He goes, you got someplace could you do me a solid and get rid of it? I'm like, yeah, I hadn't looked at the branch yet. Okay, branch. Keep your mind, branch.
Right, not log.
Not redwood. Branch. We got the truck unloaded. They didn't have much, which I was grateful for. The whole run, to be quite honest, that I just picked up. I picked up because it's easy. I'm like, I don't have to spend the nights out. It won't pay nearly as well as I was making before, but fuck it, I don't care. You know, I'll just spend one fucking winter just not half murdering myself by going out to the fucking wild tundra. You know, I'll keep it kind of close to home and shit. So, we get unloaded, and the guy drives over to where the quote-unquote branch is with a forklift. And in my head, I'm thinking, lazy bastard, what the fuck is that for? Well, I found out, because when he lifted it, it was 20 feet fucking long. I'm like, what the fuck did I... How the... And in my head, I'm thinking, the truck driver part of me goes, how the hell did I hit that and not go to the goddamn trailer on that fucking... That thing's a fucking... It's just gigantic. You know? But I took a closer look at it. It was rotted. It was just rotted away. It was literally like somebody the night before tried to glue the thing on, like with Elmer's glue, and I just had to scratch it, and it just fell off.
Somebody glued the tree together.
Yeah, you know, so I'm like, all right, so I'm just going to take it back to someplace I could find someplace around here. It's Detroit, for Christ's sake. Well, no, it's not easy to find a place to dump a 20-foot fucking long tree branch in Detroit, because for anyone who's never been to Detroit, there's not a lot of fucking trees in Detroit. So you're going to look kind of suspect. Like, are you planting that circus? You know, and you don't want to catch a case. You know, you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'm on the freeway, and I'm like, I'm going to have to call my boss and tell him I'm bringing a fucking tree back because I couldn't figure out where the fuck to put the goddamn thing. And he's going to want to know why the fuck I have it to begin with. And in my head, I'm like, going, this is bad luck. This is my luck. You know, I'm just guy here for the first time delivering, trying to do this guy a solid, you know? And what happens? I bring a fucking 20-foot goddamn... I call my boss. He was like crying. He was laughing so fucking hard. He's like, just bring it back. We'll take care of it. I'm like, you're going to probably need a chainsaw? He's like, well, how big is it? I'm like, it's 20 feet long. He's like, what the hell did you hit? I'm like...
I left the tree.
Yeah, the tree's fine. The trailer's fine. The yard switcher, he comes down and goes, okay, so what's this in the back of your trailer? I'm like, dude, I got to show you. It's so crazy. I can't even explain it. He's like, ah, shit. So he goes walking over. I open up the door. And he's like, holy fuck. And I'm like, look at the trailer. There's not a scratch on. He's like, yeah, they're right. He goes, up. Well, what do I got to do with it? I'm like, call our boss. If you had some sort of a plan, I'm trying to get the fuck out of there. Because I don't want to have to lift the goddamn thing. I want to go home. You know, it was the end of my fucking work week. I'm like, I'm done. Well, almost the end of my work week, because the next day I had to go towards Columbus, which, we go on the hills, them are hills in Ohio. If you can keep it sort of central Ohio, it's not so bad. You can get around pretty easily. It's when you get towards the edges, towards Pennsylvania especially, that's when it's weird. A little on the weird side.
That camera thing reminds me of the time, like, Husky used to have that big car, and he had, like, a shorted out engine light or something, and it would just randomly come on, and we would pretend like it was like an eye. Yeah. And we would be having like normal conversations, and then
as soon as it comes on, you can't talk.
Right. Everybody just stops talking.
Yeah, I remember. It's like you would just point to go up, and then you have to be quiet, wait for it to go away.
Right.
It would sometimes it would stand for a long time. You get nervous. It's like, oh fuck. Coming for.
It's hilarious, man.
If anybody talks, like, shh, I can hear it. Yeah, so basically, I just been traipsing all over creation, places I haven't been. I've been to going to some stores that I delivered to when I first started 20-some years ago, and you know, you'd figure like out of all the stores I'd gone back to, only one still had pretty much everybody still working there, and they all remembered me, and they were all happy to see me, which I couldn't figure out. I was like, wow, it's big hugs and shit. And I was actually going to take that route, despite the fact that I wouldn't have as much time off, but it paid way better. But I remember that store had a bunch of construction going on around it, and I'm like, it's already a kind of tricky getting into it. I don't want to deal with no bullshit backing into it, with, fucking construction workers. Like, how long are you going to be, Like, fucking Christ almighty. All these other stores I've been to, I went to like 5 stores that I went to when I started out, and out of all those 5, there was only 2 people.
Wow. That
I remember from before. And one of them was a kid. He was like 16 when I went there, would help unload the truck, I guess, like his parents or some relative or whatever owned it. Now he owns the store. And everybody else, and I'm just like going, yeah.
Did he even remember who you, though? Or
no, God, no, dude. They've had like way more memorable people. I should put it that way.
Did you go up to him and say, I remember when you were just this big?
I did later, yeah. When I first, when I wanted to feel out the ground first, but I was like, I remember when you were a little boy, because God knows what the fuck happened between, then and now. Oh, that's you did, you touched me, oh fuck, God knows that's. You gotta be
I
careful.
remember you.
You gotta be careful these days on when you go up to people and try to be friendly because it just doesn't pay off. You know, sometimes you're just better off kind of just easing into it rather than straight off the bat. You know, like, oh, we used to be buddies. No, he would. I'm sure remember the truck driver that was his buddy, and I was clearly not that guy. So, otherwise, it's good to be back. At least like I do the show. I listen to you guys once in a while. You know, not for long because I'd listen to other podcasts I think are better. And other than that, yeah. So you don't do the video game thing anymore, which we really wouldn't.
I haven't really decided if I'm going to do that, but I'll be doing that by myself when I restart it. So, but right now we're just doing the Cleveland thing. That's it.
Yeah.
But I did tell everybody last week that we were playing Elder Scrolls Online. So.
Oh my God, that was funny as hell. I try to explain that to people, and you can't.
Yeah.
You know, you have to know us and our mentality and how we fucking joke around and shit. Because that was just Kevin. Like, I got this dungeon. They go do the dungeon, you know, and then it turned out to Kevin dies immediately, and then
Yeah.
Brian's running around going, well, this giant cricket's trying to eat us.
It was like this mission, and there was this. What was it? A Goblin King or something? And
That was the first one, and
that was the main mission. It was like kill this Goblin King. So we're like, all right, we go in there, and Brian basically he's like lower level, like about half my level, but he manages to kill this thing. I died, not right in the beginning, but I died. And then,
yeah, I mean, thank God you were there. I'd have never made it.
And then but then the mission didn't end, and it's like now you've got to like lead the goblins to go kill the giant bugs basically, and
the Drow.
and the goblins, like there's like 20 goblins on the screen, and
Yeah,
none
you
of
think
them
you have an army.
They don't
They
do anything. They just go.
They don't come with you.
They're like yay, and they don't come with you to the fight.
They knew better.
And this giant crab monster bug, whatever, was ridiculous.
It
Like,
had two helpers. Like, it needed two helpers.
yeah, it was so powerful, and we were like, "This is
You
nuts."
try to run from it, it would grab you and pull you back. I'm like, oh yeah.
Right? You just couldn't escape, and it just it
Yeah.
was awful.
So Kevin, in his infinite wisdom, decides to get philosophical. He goes, "What would we do if you're outside and all of a sudden these things things just exist? They just run up and grab your neighbors and run off and shit." I'm like, well, I'm not gonna go save them, because they'll just web you, you know. And Kevin's like, all you can do is roll. I'm like, right. So you're trying to roll underneath your porch, but it grabs you right before you get there. You're like, woo, woo.
It's just pulling
And
you
later
back.
on, dude, later on, I'm driving and I'm trying to drive the road because I was just thinking about. I'm like, you're trying to become its friend. Like, I like crickets. Don't eat me.
It's fucking nuts. So needless to say, we did not complete that mission.
A fucking horde of them, and a fucking Starship Trooper amount of fucking bugs goes pouring out of the ground. And you're like, yeah, we're gonna have to move.
It was
That-
bad.
It was funny as shit. But
Yeah.
and then Kevin has this thing like, okay, we're gonna go over here and fight this mission. So you start just as much. Let's go fight this monster. You're fighting. You're like, where are you? Like, Kevin's like, picking open a treasure chest right now. Just.
Yeah.
That's well, I feel kind of bad.
Well, the
but
treasure chests are kind of rare, and if you don't get them, people just run up and steal them from you. So it's
they
like,
will, or
Okay.
they don't pick them, and then you gotta wait. You know.
just ran over there and got it. So my week was mostly just looking to buy a car, but I haven't got there yet.
You have two cars. What happened to the other one?
No, I still got them, but
All right.
well, the one is 20 years old, and and it's fine, but it's 20 years old. And then the big car is fine, except that it needs air conditioner, and that's fine too.
Yeah, I don't have that either.
There's nothing really wrong with it, but it's just the problem with my Freestyle is it's not a good commuting car. It only gets 20 miles to the gallon.
Jesus.
And it's better for just like going to Home Depot and hauling heavy shit around and everything.
Bricks.
So,
Which I imagine you do a lot.
Yeah.
so I'm just thinking. Well, no, I do yard work, so I actually do go to Home Depot and pick up like rocks and mulch and stone and
That giant rock over there.
all kinds of things for the yard. But yeah, so now I'm looking at the electric car, like the Chevy Volt. I'm thinking about getting. And
The Volt.
here's the thing, though. When you go on the website and it says, click here to get an instant quote, just put in your information.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
There is no instant quote. There's just some guy that's going to call you on the phone and try
Exactly. All of a sudden, your
500
phone starts ringing.
pop-ups.
cars. Yeah. just constantly calling you. Even if they don't have the car, they're just like,
Just watch that movie, Used Cars.
Put you in another
Kurt Russell.
car. Blah, blah, blah. And
That's an old movie.
That's a great one, though.
Oh, yeah,
As soon as you see that, you've
Russell.
just learned everything you need to learn about fucking people trying to sell you cars. I mean, you know. The last time I bought a car, they were like, well, here's what we got, even though they had a whole lot, like an entire car lot, but this is what they were willing to sell me because my credit was, non-existent. So, like, well, you kind of got to just take what we can offer you, which, I could have told them to get fucked, but then I wouldn't have, had the car. So,
yeah, no, I mean, I have great credit, but it's just one of these things where,
shit.
like you want to get like right now, it's like between model years, right? So I look at this Volt and it's a 2017 and it's at one Chevy dealer. And then I look at this other Volt and it's a 2018, exactly the same, but it's a year newer and it's the same price. So I call this other guy up and I'm like, look, I could buy the 2017, but your price has to be lower. And he's like, well, we never lower our price. That price that we have is the price of the car. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, really? So the price just never comes down? So, like, if you still had that car 5 years from now, it would still be exactly that price? Like, I don't think so. Like, tell the truth. So, I didn't say that, but I was like, look, I said, I don't know. Because he's like, did you talk to them? Did you make sure that that's actually the price? I said, I could call them, maybe go down there, and I'm pretty sure they'll sell me the car. So you can call them. I don't know what your relationship is like, and you can ask them about it. But, yeah, that's the price. Go look at it. It's online. So he's going to look at it and get back to me on Monday. So I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, when you get a car, the first thing you should think to yourself is, I mean, neither you nor myself are, like, gearheads or anything.
Right,
but,
right.
Can I fix it? And you said this, you're to get the Volt. I'm like, that thing breaks down the side of the road. I'm not even sure you could change the tire.
You can change tire, but no, right. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you're not a moron. I'm just saying that this is, that's not going to be that easy to just pull off.
But see, this is perfect because if it was a regular car and it broke down the side of the road, I couldn't fix it either. So I mean, I'm still in the same place.
Yeah.
There's no difference here.
Good call.
It's just, I just think I'm not a nature guy or anything. I just don't like getting gas. It's a big pain in the ass.
You gotta get out of your car. And
it's
people staring
raining and it's cold in Cleveland.
No, I actually prefer when it's raining and cold because then people don't want to talk to you.
And then you got to stand there, and that guy standing there next to you, and he's kind of just staring at you with his sunglasses on, and like you're doing something wrong.
You go to reach for the fucking window, he just snatches it for no reason. Even though
if you prepay and you pay $20 and then it stops at $19.50, it goes 1 penny at a time.
Right.
Oh,
You're
God,
just like, dude, I'm freezing. Like, I want to go.
Right.
Yeah, if they're overzealous, like if you're in the suburbs and they see you're listening to your iPod, something like that, they won't turn on your pump. They're like, turn off your stuff.
Yeah, get off your phone.
And if you go to one of those Giant Eagle ones, there's only 4 pumps, and everybody's in a big circle, it's like a wagon
They
train
park them,
circle.
and then they go inside and they have conversations with people. I've got a spot. Look, I've got isn't that such a nice spot? And then you just see a bunch of. All you see are the other cars, and all you can see inside the windows are teeth. As they're just fucking mouths moving up and down, a lot of F words,
Right.
Just,
furiously angry. Right. So I mean, basically, that's why I'm more interested in it than any other reason. I'm not that interested in it because it would be a green car or anything like that. I'm not that way. I think, wow, I can take one pain in the ass out of my life, which is going to the gas station. All right. So let's do our drinking game.
Brian doesn't know the new drinking game.
I think I heard some of it when I listened the one time.
Basically, we're going to read the police blotter and Cleveland.com.
Jesus, still doing that, right?
If somebody gets shot, you have to drink. If it happens on the east side, you have to drink. And if Jennifer Cha-Cha is the officer that gives the announcement, you have to drink.
Jennifer Cha-Cha.
Sometimes there's
That's a real person?
Yes.
He used to call her Cicacia.
Yeah. But Larry said it's Cha-Cha.
Larry said he did.
Larry said he did research on it. So
yeah, well,
I don't.
He was looking for nudes.
I'm just going with
I think his research was just drinking and being like, what stupid name can I make this guy say?
Yeah. Cha-cha. That's that. I mean, I guess if you're trying to find your way, was it like a failed porn star name?
Cha-cha loves Joni.
Yeah.
Okay, she's a sergeant in the police department.
I'm just fucking with her.
She could
She's
totally come
completely
and,
kick my ass.
Yeah.
That's not even a question.
It's Brian Baird saying it, not Don Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Akron, Ohio. A 17-year-old boy in police custody died of a gunshot wound to the head. Drink while sitting in the back of an Akron police cruiser. That's interesting. A police spokesman and the Summit County medical examiner said.
Jesus.
How does that happen exactly? Do you search somebody before you put him in the squad car? Just a gun? Just happen to have a gun in the car? I'm thinking that's... Or was it like Pulp Fiction? Where
the cop just shot him.
Where Samuel Jackson's got the gun. Yeah, and it just goes off.
He hits a bump.
You should be back here picking up brains and shit. The incident happened
You shot
about
Marvin.
11 p.m. on 7th Street between Kenmore Boulevard and Maryland Avenue. Akron Police Captain Daniel Zampelli said. Xavier McMullen was later pronounced dead at the scene. An officer found a gun next to McMullen, Zampelli said. Look,
they didn't really pat him down very hard.
Yeah. Either they didn't pat the guy down, which is hard to believe.
He was in middle school.
And then what did he do? He was like, man, I just got arrested. I guess I'll end my life.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll get out of jail. But
right here in the cop car. Yeah. Just time to put an end to it. A preliminary investigation indicates that McMullen shot himself. But Zampelli said it's unclear whether the shooting was intentional or an accident. Officers took him into custody as part of a robbery.
They got him in the head, so I'm guessing it was pretty intentional.
Can we just like have cameras? Brian's got a camera in his truck now, watching him. Can cops have cameras, please, in their cars?
No, because we're the. I'm not even gonna start because I won't be able to shut up about it.
Don't start.
We're the.
Next thing you know, you'll have guys peeing in girls' bathrooms.
What do they call it? The proletariat or something? I don't know.
Yeah, don't go down that path.
I want to read the last stuff. It's sad, though. It's dumb. Cleveland, Ohio. A 50-year-old man was shot, Friday evening in Cleveland's Kinsman neighborhood. Also police said.
Of course.
The man was shot in the thigh about 6 p.m. near the intersection of East 75th Street and Kinsman Avenue, Cleveland police said. Police did not identify the man or release any details related to the shooting. The man was taken to university hospitals for treatment. Also, university hospitals gets a lot of action in Cleveland. Like if you were bored on a Friday night, maybe just hang out in the ER, the university hospitals.
Just listen to the fucking radio, the cop channel thing.
Screaming and shit's going to be going on. A Cleveland man is accused of strangling his mother at their West Side home. Cassius Spruill, it's Spruill. Spruill.
Right.
18 is charged, Brian. Right. Is charged with aggravated murder in the death of 44-year-old Eileen Rosado. A warrant was issued Friday for Spruill's arrest, but police have not taken him into custody, according to court records. Oh, so there's a dangerous 18-year-old strangler on the loose, everybody. Spruill and Rosado were in the midst of an argument the night of August 13th when Spruill strangled her with such great physical force to cause her death, court records say. That's usually how that works.
Yeah.
Court records do not say what prompted their argument. Probably just nagging him. 44, he's 18. It's like, shut that Xbox off and go clean your room. He's like, I've had enough of this shit. Got up and just shut up. You're listening on the headphones playing Xbox. You're like, what the fuck's going on over there? Hold on, guys. I'm almost done.
Usually it's probably like a common thing. He's like, we'll strangle that bitch.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta go. I strangled her.
If you want to be in our clan, you gotta strangle your mother. Police said that Rosado had no signs of trauma or a history of medical issues. Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office examined her body in the following days, included she died from asphyxiation, police said. Detectives began investigating the case as a homicide on August 18th. Spruill has no criminal record and no history of felonies.
Well, he fucking sure does now.
Yeah, he's going to be in court, and he's going to be like, "Look, I couldn't take it anymore. She just kept going on about fucking why I ate the last box of Cheetos and her bag. She's pissed. couldn't help it. We've all been there, man.
I just ate them.
Yeah, there's a few times where I almost strangled our mom. I didn't, never touched her, but I sure thought about it for more than once or twice.
Sometimes just those arguments they get out of control, and
Yeah.
as a man, there's only so many things you can say in response until you just decide that
Mongo smash.
Yeah, strangling has to be the course of action you're going to have to take to make her quiet.
I'm trying to sleep. Just want to shut up. I had to strangle her.
I should make fun. That's part of what the show's about. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland police are asking the public for help in identifying 2 men who may have information about armed robbers who shot an employee drink outside of his workplace. The shooting happened around 1:50 a.m. Tuesday outside Gateway Warehouses on Perkins Avenue near East 32nd Drink Street in the Goodrich-Kirtland Park, according to a police report. 2 men approached a 52-year-old man as he got out of his truck in front of the business. They demanded the man's wallet
And they gave him the
before
business.
one pulled out a silver handgun and opened fire. The report
Jesus.
says.
What the hell did he tell him?
Handgun.
It's kind of weird. It's like 1:50 in the morning. Some guys are just walking down the street. Some old guy pulls up to go look at the building, and the 2 guys were like, well, let's go rob and shoot that guy. It's like, yeah, all right. Let's do it.
That's usually how it works.
A bullet went through the man's left leg and into his right knee, the report says.
Oh, fuck. No, that would suck.
He walked to the warehouse and laid down
What?
on his back until he and another employee were able to call 911, the report says.
They both had to do it.
The 2 robbers ran off northbound on East 32nd Street.
Well, yeah, that guy fucking walked all the way with a shot through knee. That dude's metal as fuck, man.
Oh. One robber was described as a black man about 6 feet tall wearing a gray skull cap, the report says.
Oh.
Detectives on Friday released surveillance images of 2 men who may have
You might as well
information
just
about the
fucking
shooting.
said a big happy face. Have you seen this man?
Yeah, right. It's completely.
I mean, it's a pretty common look here in Cleveland. I mean,
It's East Cleveland, especially. Like, that's not going to help you.
yeah. Scar. Limp. Something.
Twitchy eye.
What does his voice sound like? It was deep. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. He was a man.
Yeah. Basically.
Weird.
At 11:20 a.m., August 21st, police were called about a woman who was seen crying as she walked on Lee Road. Police calmed the woman and
I'd be
listened
crying too if I was on Lee Road.
as she told everybody drink. As she told officers that her boyfriend looked through her cell phone and learned that she didn't really want to be with him. An argument ensued. The woman said her boyfriend then threw her cell phone out of the window of the car in which they were riding. He then stomped on the phone, which makes no sense, pushed her out of his car, poured water on her, and drove away. What?
Cool off, bitch.
Was it Dan?
He threw the phone out while the car was moving.
No.
It must have immediately hit the brakes, so he could then
No,
get
'cause
out,
Dan would have just stared at her.
Yeah.
stomp on the phone,
For water.
then pushed her out of his car. So he got back in the car in order to push her out, and then had some water and poured it out. It's really a dumb way. I don't know.
That's just... It's like adding fuel to the fire, only it's water and it would put a fire out. Wow.
That's crazy.
Nobody could kill a room like me.
It's okay, Donnie.
Oh, I like it.
At 7:50 p.m. August 21st, police were called to the home of a woman, 49. The woman's granddaughters, ages 16 and 13, were at her house. The granddaughters told police that their mother threatened them with a knife and scissors while they were at their mother's house.
Was they going to cut her hair and she
Police-
just got pissed off?
Police spoke with them. Was the knife not good enough that she had to also introduce the scissors? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm going to stab
maybe
you
she-
fucking kids. And they're like, yeah,
She might have
whatever.
started-
I got scissors, too.
She might have started with the scissors and then like moved up to the knife, but didn't want to leave the scissors behind for them to pick up. It's like, you know what? I'm going to keep these because these are still dangerous. There's 2 of them. They're connected.
Police spoke with the mother, who said only a verbal argument took place when she tried to take away the girls' cell phones. Officers learned that the grandmother has custody of the older girl and that a civil case is ongoing while the grandmother seeks to gain custody of the younger girl. No charges were filed as a result of the August 21st report. Can I just say that I'm looking really forward to Larry's updates every week now that he has custody of his youngest daughter.
Oh my God, does he?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so he has to now take control of that situation. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If you listen to last week's episode, he gives the whole rundown. It's really entertaining.
Oh, it's amazing.
Looking forward to hearing more
Yeah,
about
that
how
should be
that
great.
goes. Yeah. At 6:35 a.m., August 19th, police were called about a man sleeping behind the wheel of a car stopped in the road.
Larry again.
It's motor running.
Been there, done that.
Police woke the man, 34. Field sobriety tests revealed that the man was impaired. In the car, police found a cup containing an alcoholic beverage and a marijuana cigar.
Cigar.
That's what it says.
They call those blunts.
Yes. The man was
The kids call them blunts.
Bomba rep.
with OVI, open container, and possession of a controlled substance. All right,
Yeah,
some of these are boring. That's it for the blotter this week. We didn't have as many shootings, which is good.
Good.
Kind of.
Kind of a slow week for the deaths in Cleveland this week. But we got
Slow week on crime.
So,
Let's talk about.
summer's almost over.
Yeah, no shit.
All the
Thank God.
festivals are winding down.
Yeah, no, I'm on Facebook all the time looking at everybody. They're like, look what we're doing. I'm like, yeah, it's
You see my video? Brian was watching my video last night from the homecoming.
yeah. It just reminded me why I didn't want to go out.
Exactly. I sat in that bench for 6 hours.
Yeah, see? You did that same
Kids.
fucking shit in high school. Why the hell would you go back?
Well, in high school, I at least would have rode something, but
You would have been kicked away. They would have thrown you
like a
out.
date.
They were
Yeah,
like,
that
what are you doing here?
I'll eat the food at fairs, even though it's really expensive. Because, I mean, you know,
That's what's ridiculous.
you get your
They're
corn.
like super cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Super $5. You're like, damn, I can go get a whole Happy Meal or whatever for $4. You know.
I was watching the Browns game today, and not
Sorry.
because I'm really interested. Hey, we won. But I kept seeing that Mr. Hero thing for the new Mr. Hero BTE sandwich. And I was like, I might have to go to Mr. Hero and get that. But I don't like that they put, like, cooked cold cuts on my burger. Like, it's just kind of weird. I know that's what the whole Roman burger thing's about, but God,
You're not going to notice that shit. You're just going to fucking wolf it down.
heartburn and crap.
Choke it right the fuck. Yeah, that's the worst. As you get older, all of a sudden you're just like, if you guys have said that all of a sudden you've like almost vomited on yourself by mistake, like you burp and you're just like, and you're like, oh my God.
I know that I cannot go to KFC without having Tums in my pocket.
Yes, exactly. KFC and like Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Same
It's like,
fucking-
I'll eat it.
Blech.
But
I went to Wendy's and had their queso burger. That was disgusting. I won't eat that again. I don't know why I thought that might be good.
yeah.
Those little advertisements that they have before you pull in and stuff, they're like, they kind of make it sound
They
like it's going
suck
to
you
be
in.
amazing. It's not.
Don't
Because because it's in the best possible light. Everything's fresh. You know, fresh, happy looking little tomato. It's all red. You're like, oh look, it'll be delicious. Then you get it, and it's like, you know, somebody dropped it on the fucking
It's
floor.
just like
of this
Mexican
place.
buzzard vomit on the burger, and
It's
I
so
have to-
bad.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Also, I was thinking, does anybody go to Burger King anymore? Is Burger King just going to go away? Does anybody actually
I
go
think
there?
it is.
Because
I don't see many people.
I don't see anybody going to Burger King anymore.
I don't really fucking hang out and see who's pulling in and out. I'm gotta be
But
honest.
do you go? Do you go to Burger King?
I don't. I actually have near me, like within walking distance. Of course, I'd never fucking walk. I'd be mad. I
You
have
7 Burger Kings in walking distance.
within walking distance. I got a Mickey D's and a Subway. And there's also a Mexican restaurant right down the street, and I haven't been there once because I'm lazy.
Burger King
they
always
notice-
seems to like make it so that their French fries are completely terrible. Like
Yeah,
every,
it's because they changed the recipe, and all of a sudden the whole world was like, "What the fuck
They are a
did you
bit
do?"
weird.
They're like, "Well, we can't admit we're wrong." So
they have
we're
like
just gonna leave them
they have
that.
like big
Now it's-
ones and regular ones, and they're just not good. They're not good.
Now they have like apple slices, and they show how healthy their customers are. You're just like, what?
It's true.
Who in their right mind is fucking eating that shit?
I mean, the flame broiled burger is fine. Like, because if you're gonna eat shit on bread, it's fine. Like, it's probably better than McDonald's burger, but the rest of it just bums me out, man. The pop's never right and the fries are never right. So I just stopped going. Wendy's is like way better.
Oh well, yeah.
Well, I know, but I don't know if it was always that way. But it's but maybe it's just got that way. I think when we were younger, though, Wendy's was kind of more expensive, and now it's gotten more like even.
We also had a burger chef as well.
Well, that's when we were really young, yeah.
Red Barn.
No, we never had that. That's for heretics. The hell are you talking about? Red Barn.
What's the place that's always? Oh, Hardee's. Hardee's, the one that's on the turnpike all the time, but never anywhere else.
No, actually, the Hardee's, if you go there in the morning,
Carl's Jr.,
you'll see all kinds of motherfuckers pull in there because their breakfasts are great. They're fattening as shit, but the Hardee's breakfasts are godly.
I'd eat Hardee's. That's fine. If it was around. For some reason, Cleveland doesn't get Hardee's.
Like, the only one they have is on.
They're so expensive.
There used to be one in Sheffield. That was like the closest.
And the burgers are ridiculously huge, man. It's just like, here's the cow's ass.
And now there's one that's like in where you used to live down in Seville by the turnpike or something, or whatever's down there.
South there.
Like he was saying, the turnpike.
That's like the closest one. Yeah. And then there's those A&W restaurants too. And
you can actually see them, like the drive-up ones. They still have them in Michigan, like northern Michigan. Like, you order, then it's like expect like a sock hop to go on or some shit nearby. I mean, it's so old school. It's kind of cool in a way because you're like, God, I bet you. Because you imagine like that. You're like, yeah, it's like 50s and stuff. But it's just a bunch of disgruntled.
Well, that's how Swenson's is, and they're kind of down. They're like, there's one in Broadview Heights, and then there's a bunch in Akron. But the A&W restaurants are kind of everywhere, but again, not in Cleveland. We did have a White Castle for a long time, but they pulled that out of here, which, let's face it, was never really food anyway. It was just weird.
If you ate White Castle, everybody knew it. Everybody knew you ate White Castle, man. There's no fucking way they couldn't. It's just the smell. I went to the Spitfire, that old punk rock bar, which is filled with scent. Filled with scent. Okay. And I walked up and sat next to the chick, and she looked right at me. She's like, "Would you just go to White Castle?" I'm like, "Jesus Christ, how the fuck do you know?" And she's like, "How wouldn't I know? The fucking place reeks." I'm like, "All right, Jesus."
It was like if your burger place, if the idea is that you're going to steam your meat, then that's just, you should not be in the burger industry. You shouldn't have steamed beef. It's just weird. Don't get me wrong. When I was drinking, and there was White Castle on 117, they'd be like, I'm going to go White Castle.
And that was the thing, is that would be the only place that was open for the longest time. There was no rallies, no Arby's or nothing like that open late or nothing. So it was always White Castle. You're like, I don't want it, but I need to eat something now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the line at whatchamacallit, Taco Bell would always be too long.
Right. You'd always have Taco Bell, but that was
I'm not sitting through that because I'll pass out again.
Taco Bell's menu's gotten so freaking ridiculous. It's so big now with all this stuff on it.
Yeah, you know what you want to eat when you get there, and you pull in, and you see that big blinding, fucking strobe light, neon, colors that you don't normally associate with food, and it's like, "Hi, welcome to Taco Bell. Can I help you?" Like, God, I can't imagine.
They put like weird shit. They're like, you don't want to order the wrong thing because it's like you'll get something with like that's. It's like got a wrap, and then it's like potatoes and Cheetos and shit in there.
Yeah,
like
you want to accidentally choke on it by mistake.
The fuck is this? Like, I don't like this.
I don't go there enough, and I don't have like a vast enough palate to eat like all that other stuff. I'm just like if I go to Taco Bell, I'll be like, I just want some tacos.
I want a taco minus the meat.
Right. So I just go like I end up pulling up to the place, and I'm like, yeah, I just need 3 regular tacos, just cheese, lettuce, and meat. And they're like, number 8. And I'm like, okay, a number 8, I'll take it. That's great. I don't
exactly.
I can't see it. I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. I just know that that's what I want.
It's just a million things. Like, just I don't know.
It's hard to think when you're trying not to get caught driving when you're drunk. Yeah. I mean, I don't do that anymore, of course, because my job at the end. But back my more not so in control days, I remember you drive up and you want to get something to eat. and you're trying. You're trying to concentrate on not sounding drunk,
Right.
and that's hard enough. You're not fooling anybody, but. Then you're trying to like order food and just same fucking shit. You eat the same shit all the fucking time. That's what you're yelling at your brain. You're like, what the fuck? How is this so fucking hard, man? Just tell them what you want to eat. Yeah.
Hey.
Jesus.
How's
Christ.
it going?
If I eat, yeah, like they want to have a good. I'm fine. What do you want? What are you gonna be like that for?
One of my favorite things on Facebook is the North Olmsted community group that's there.
Yeah.
There's nothing else like it. It's like all these people that live in North Olmsted that just want to complain about life in North Olmsted, basically. Somebody posted something though today that I thought was funny. They said, "What's going to happen to the Lone Star building or something?" And somebody wrote. Chester's is going to come back in there.
Oh, jeez, not Chester's.
Never worked there.
Is that Lone Star closed down over there by Chili's? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I guess all of them did or something. Or there's one like in Columbus or something, but they're mostly all gone now or something. Yeah.
I was in that Facebook group. I had to leave because everybody was just so stupid.
Right.
I'm in the one where like if they notify you people die, and every so often like I'll get a shot.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
Somebody I know from high school be in there. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, North
this
Olmsted.
one's like
When all of a sudden they start to tally up, you're like, oh fuck. It's
yeah, like that's North Olmsted. This one's like if you're from North Olmsted, if you or whatever, and it's like stuff, and then some girl put a picture up of she got a tattoo of the water tower on her leg. And
Jesus Christ, what?
And she posted a picture of it in the North Olmsted group, and everybody just started ripping on her, like, "How stupid are you? You got a tattoo of a water tower? You're a whore." She's like, "I'm not. What are you people ripping on me for? Like, I love being from North Olmsted. The water tower, that's iconic in North Olmsted. You know."
It's
She's
just
like,
that's the claim to fame in North Olmsted. We grew up with the water tower. Is what people, It was kind of a way to like, well, you know where the water tower is, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, you want to go to the left of that? It's like, well, dude, we need left.
Yeah.
Go
east of that.
Jesus. That group though, they'll be like, why doesn't somebody cut the lawn next to the highway, man? The grass is too high. And then like all these people will just start ripping on that guy. It's really funny. Like it's just so dumb. The people in there. No other town has this like group of like I don't know, just
savages.
It's North Olmsted. It's just a melting pot of crazy.
How many like actual white people still live in North Olmsted? Because it's all like it's pretty Arabic now, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm sure it's still a pretty good.
Not that I give a fuck, but
it. But there's guys on there that complain about that and. Then people tear them apart, and I don't know. Yeah. It's really entertaining though. It's kind of.
It's a scene.
Yeah. You should join the group if you get an opportunity. All right, well that's it for the show. We'll be back next week with Larry, Don, and Brian and Kevin. Hopefully, all four of us.
Maybe. Unless they change my route again, because they did change my route. Originally, I took. They got rid of my my New York run. Like I said, they got rid of like 30 deliveries. So they let go 5 of the new guys. They were all temps anyway, so nobody really cared. But when New York runs were all gone, and then I heard, no, we're going to keep some of them. I'm like, okay, well, they showed me the routes that they were offering when we got to bid on them again by seniority, and I'm the second most senior guy because I don't know, we had like an Exodus or some shit. And so I'm like, okay, well, there's some New York ones. I'll take that. And then there was like Charlevoix, New York. Charlevoix, Michigan, which is really way fucking north. Not the UP, but just close enough. You could probably throw a Frisbee over there. And the other ones were like upstate New York routes. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. I didn't think we still had these. Like, no, I guess we kept some of them. So I was on the highway and I got a note like, no, they lied. They're not giving it to us. They just wanted to see what would happen apparently if they offered us the routes. I'm like, okay, well, I'm on the road. I can't. Well, as soon as you can, because they really need to know. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure they really need to know. That's why they decided to tease me with this shit. So I'm just like, decided just to take my sweet ass time, but I don't want to fuck my boss up, So it's like, all right, fine.
Right on. Okay, well, hopefully Brian will be here next week. So that's it, everybody. Yeah. Good night.
Peace.